All right. Well, welcome back to part number 3 of Gail and I host a Hot Wheels and Matchbox show. This is the one I've been waiting for. I've got two of these now. The first two, if you guys saw, were from my son's cars, and those are from the 90s, 2000s. And these are from when I was growing up. So these are 60s and 70s. So we're gonna open them up, and we're gonna have a car
Oh
show.
man.
Oh yeah, we're looking at old school stuff
Oh
now.
man, can't wait.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you ready for the car show, Gail?
I
All
am.
right.
All right. Let's see what is on the show field today.
What a
Boy, we
great
have a
turnout.
turnout or what?
Yeah. This is my kind of. This is the cool stuff. The 60s and the 70s and some of the 80s.
Yeah.
They were the best Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars you could collect. Like the pinnacle of all the cars. The this is just and this isn't the red line box. We have another box that is
We do.
yes. I have two boxes of real vintage stuff when I was a kid, and the majority of these were yard sale when I bought them as a little kid, and drove the hell out of them. I put a lot of miles on these cars because I really loved doing it. It was fun. All my cars are not all of them are high mileage, and you guys will see the condition of some of these. But I took care of them, but I
Mm-hmm.
drove them. Like Wheel Gill shows
Yeah.
you some of the wheels on
You,
some of
you
these.
played with them.
Yeah, well, without a doubt. I never had any ones that were like collector grade, really nice, because
Yeah.
mine were already all in garage sale buckets, and I was grabbing them out. And there was a time when I was, in the 80s and the 70s that I was going to a garage sale and buying them for a nickel and a dime,
Right.
and people had them out in
Yeah.
boxes, and I was grabbing up, and what I could grab up, I got in my collection. And it's kind of
That's what
fun
you got.
because these here, I haven't seen these in probably 20 years because these were I've lived in my house 20 years. And the last time I opened these boxes were when I moved
Yeah.
from my parents' house, because these were still at my parents' house for a long time. My bedroom was turned into a guest room, but the closet, I still had Matchbox cars and Hot Wheels still in. My
Yeah.
parents didn't throw that stuff away. They didn't want to, they weren't that type of people. They hung on to it.
Right. Well,
Well,
should
you're,
we start the show?
yeah, let's do it.
All right. All right.
Yeah, it's been 20 years. Man, that's
Since
crazy.
you've seen these.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
far out to look at them in a car show.
Totally.
It's far out. I don't know, where do I start? There's so many cool ones. This is oh man. I'll start with this one. It's an Escort GT Hot Wheels. And it's pretty good. I have to admit. It's pretty darn good. I mean, you could, in my opinion, like, this is where the quality of them you'll really start noticing is different, because
Yeah.
the weight of them,
Mm-hmm.
the quality of the glass and the details and the wheels, it was just, they cared.
Right.
They really wanted to make it good. And when you
Yeah.
handle Hot Wheels cars that are from the 60s and 70s, and I would say even early 80s, um, I mean, I collected them all the way till was driving a car, and then I never saw them again because that's all I could drive. I couldn't drive a car, so everyone had gotten driven
Right.
and used and played with.
Well, this one is a Hot Wheels made in Malaysia, Ford Escort. Um, I think it says 1982, maybe.
Yeah,
It's
I
very.
think
It's right by the
81.
wheel. Remember how we had that other one I said was cut off? It wasn't centered right.
I don't
Well,
recall.
this
You'll have
is
to
the
show them.
same way. So, well, yes. Well, thanks for bringing your Ford Escort out. It was nice seeing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a showstopper.
No,
No, not
no,
a showstopper. All
no,
right, I got
no.
another one. Okay, we'll definitely do some nostalgia. I got a
Okay.
Plymouth. I think it's a Horizon, or
Oh
it's
my.
a, I can't remember what model it is. It's 024. It's a sport model Plymouth, like, I guess, K car. It's pretty nifty. It was like
It's an
America.
Omni.
It was Dodge's version of a CRX,
Yeah,
if
it's
you
a
could.
Dodge Omni.
Yeah, an Omni. But I think the sticker on the side says 024.
It does,
Yeah, that's a
yes.
performance one. You got like a tack and all the gauges, and that
Oh,
nifty little.
okay.
It was all like sported up,
Right.
and I think they were just base 4 cylinders. But That would have been pretty nifty with a turbocharger in it.
Yeah, totally. Well, this is a Hot Wheels. Uh, 1981, maybe.
Hmm.
It's difficult to see,
Yeah.
but
Pretty good
yeah,
shape.
it is. It
Yeah,
is
it's
in
nice
pretty good
condition.
shape, actually.
Yeah,
It
some
has
of
a
them.
blue tinted glass in the back, so that's kind of cool. It's not like super tinted. The front's that way too.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. Red interior, blue tint.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, super.
Yeah, not
Oh, it
not
even has blue in the headlights, actually.
nifty.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the back hatch on the floor like swimming trunks and like a beach ball? Like if you look in the back window of the car, is
Oh,
there anything in
yes, there
there?
is.
What's in the back of there?
I
Some
can't.
sporting equipment?
Yeah, it is. Tennis looks like a tennis racket.
No way. It's even that's the thing. It's the details of that
Right.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. That's cute.
You know, and they cared.
Right.
It's funny. You look at you can definitely tell the difference as you roll through them.
Right.
All right, yeah. Well, we'll give this one a look.
Okay.
Yeah, this one
What you
has
got for me?
it's a BMW. It's an old one.
Oh, yeah. That is an old one.
I
Oof.
drove that thing.
I can tell.
I drove it. That thing has got miles on it.
Yes. That's very obvious. I like the yellow tinted glass.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
and it rolled good. It had like
It's
kind of
got
a
a hitch on it.
suspension. Yeah. Oh, I think the door's open too. It
Oh,
was.
really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty. I don't know what year it
Well,
is,
this
but
is a majorette again.
majorette.
This is a BMW 3.0 CSI
Yeah,
made in France.
yeah. Now look at
Yes.
the difference between a 70s Maestro and the stuff that you were handling
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
Is there not a
totally.
difference or
Oh,
what? Even the
absolutely.
cheapies back in the day were really good quality.
Right.
Love that thing. I drove the
Yeah.
living hell out. I drove that thing.
Yeah.
That's got a lot of miles on it. That's a survivor. That one stays in that one has to stay on top because that one is a survivor.
Okay, well, we're going to park them over here
We'll,
in the
we'll park.
side lot.
Oh, that's cool. We'll park them there. Okay.
Yeah, we'll park them in the side lot.
All right. All right. You ready for the next one?
I am.
Oh man, this one here got driven a lot of miles. I got a
Oh,
Challenger,
man.
Gail.
Oh, look at
Wait till you
that.
check out the top on it. It's so cool. It's like a plastic. I don't know, like a. It's not a convertible. I don't think, but it's a plastic roof.
I see that.
You see that to make it
Yeah.
look like it's a vinyl roof.
Right.
That's pretty tricky, huh?
Uh-huh.
I gotta hand it. That was always a favorite. I drove. If you notice, you'll see the tires. That thing is wore out.
It has Dodge stamped in the metal.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of my faves.
Yeah. It's got detail in there too.
I
It's got
think
the shifter and the wheel and seats.
yeah, depending what year that is, I might be the original owner because there were some of them that my mom did buy me when I was new,
Well,
and I drove the heck out of them.
Yeah, this is a Dodge Challenger. Lenzi Productions, 1975, made in England.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe my parents bought me that one new.
Yeah. Oh, it even has Dodge on the hood.
It's pretty good. The
Yeah,
interior is
totally.
even nifty too. It's all chrome. What
Yeah.
a thing, huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah. All
Yeah, that's a
right.
survivor. That could stay on the field too.
Okay.
Oh, you can see my bias. You can see, you know what I mean. There's you're seeing the loves of my K scale. All right, let's bring on another one I really like. That's
Okay.
very fun.
Yeah, this one I have already been
Oh
eyeballing.
no way! I love
Yes.
that when
Yes,
you're gonna dig that.
I have been eyeballing that one. It is so Griswold's. I love it.
It's cute as heck. Even the tailgate folds down. It's
Oh, no
really cool.
way.
Oh yeah, played with that one a lot too. That was fun.
It's got tinted glass also. Look at that.
Yeah.
Mercury. And the tailgate folds down.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, I think that's a Matchbox. That's a pretty old Matchbox. Not an old. We have some old ones here. There's more. You guys even see half of it yet.
So this is a Matchbox.
Yeah.
Cougar Villager. Made in England, 1978, Lenzi Productions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty darn good details.
Yep, that one
Really.
can get driven over here into the
Oh,
side lot.
oh, right into the quarter panel of the Beamer. She drove, guys. Did you see? I hope we caught it on camera that she ran
It's
right
not.
into it. Good thing. Where's the cop car? We need to get Gail a DUI for that. Just blatantly plowed into my Survivor
Ah,
BMW.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, here's a good one that I really like.
All right.
This is a Tommy pocket car.
Tommy
These,
pocket
yes,
car.
these were actually, honestly, I'm sorry, guys, but they were my favorites to collect. They came in a little package that looked like the back of a jean pocket. That's where the
Oh,
plastic pillbox went over the car,
yeah.
and the quality of them, and just really nice quality. And they drove nice. They had suspensions in them that you could feel the suspension move around.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's a Benz. It says Benz on
Yeah,
the
it's
license plate.
A gullwing Mercedes, and even the little doors open up. You can actually flip
Ah,
them up. It's pretty darn cool.
let's see about doing
Yeah,
that.
they'll open up. I'll try
Well,
the other one. Well, it's been a lot. It's been a
it
lot.
has been
There
a
is a
long
handle. You can.
time.
There is a handle. I think you can just.
Oh, there.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I couldn't get underneath the other one.
Yeah, isn't
Oh,
that
yeah,
cool?
look at that.
It's pretty nifty. Yeah, Tommy Pocket cars. I've got a good. I have, I think, maybe 10 or 12 of them. So when they pop up in the car show,
Mm-hmm.
they're really cool.
So, yeah, it is a Tomica, you called it? Yeah,
Uh,
Mercedes-Benz 300 8-liter, made by Tomy, made in Japan.
yeah, when the
Yeah,
Japanese do it, they do it really good.
yeah, they
They were
do.
hard to beat back in. I mean, at the timeline, if you started comparing those, they were like a step up. When I started buying them and opening them up and collecting them,
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty blown away
Yeah.
by how neat they are. Oh yeah, here's one that's up Gail's
Oh,
alley.
yeah.
This one has a lot of miles on it.
Yeah. Well, it's a 911. I'd have a lot of
Oh,
miles
it
on
was
it
cool.
too if I owned
It's
it.
got a really cool suspension. Like you can take it around corners, and the suspension like kind of flexes and it rolls nice, and
Yeah,
it looks cool and it's
it does.
badass, and it's a 911, and it's
Yeah.
a Tomy pocket car. And I was just really getting into them. Like when we lost the hot red lines, guys, when we were not able when they transitioned out of red lines into the next generation. I'm sorry, but it just wasn't the same to me. I started to see the writing on the wall, and as you see at the car show here, I mean things were changing. Like when we start getting into the '80s, like it's almost the romance of how well they were made back then and how cool they were, and what was changing. You know,
Right.
you could see '80s. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
yeah, we were living through the '80s, and the car cultures were changing, and the cars types were changing, and you
Well, this
know,
one's marked 1977.
yeah, it's an oldie.
1977
Yeah.
Tomy
Kindergarten.
Porsche Turbo.
I was in kindergarten when that was new. You know, I think that was probably the first one. I think my mom bought me that one because she liked 911s.
I was only 2.
I took it out of the package and I was like, cool. I drove that thing. That thing's got a lot of
Well, this is
miles.
coming over to the lot.
Look at the choices that the
I
judges have
know.
tonight. I'm telling you, it's pretty good.
I know.
All right. Well, here another really cool one. I think this may be a Ferrari. I'm not
Ferrari.
sure, but it's pretty darn cool. It's pretty beat hard. It's not exactly the finest example,
It does look like a Ferrari.
but it's some early Matchbox scale, like I think 70s for this one. Might be early 70s. I don't remember what it is, if it's a Ferrari or it's a whatever, but now we're getting into old, like
Right.
old. And not even the oldest. We have some real old ones. We just didn't see them yet. They're in the other box.
Well, this one is a Matchbox series. Ford Group, made in England, 1969, Lindsay Productions. Super fast. That's it. That's all the information we get.
Super fast Matchbox from the 70s, from the
Yeah,
60s. When was it?
69.
Yeah, a 60s Matchbox.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Cool.
that's what the kids had to get to buy in the late 60s and early 70s, brand new. Imagine walking into the store and seeing all your favorite vintage ones and brand new in the packages, you'd lose your mind. You'd never play with them. You'd take them home and put them in a box when the original pill boxes because
Mm-hmm.
you know they'd be what they'd be worth. Yeah,
Right.
if you could only go back in time, right? This one
Yeah,
here's
right.
this one here is pretty cool. That one got a lot of a lot of miles on it. The color is cool. I think it's an old 70s Ford Escort, like a race car, but it had the right,
Yeah, it
it did
says
the right
Ford on the
things.
front.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Tinted glass.
That one got driven a lot.
It's
That
got
one
quite a
there's,
grill on it.
I think all the oils from my small fingers were like embedded into the sticker. You see how oily it is from
Mm-hmm.
my holding onto it. That car got miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun. That's it's drove the wheels off that.
Well,
I don't
this is
know.
a Corgi
A
Juniors.
corgi. Wow, okay.
Corgi. I
I
think it
remember
says
them.
Corgi. Corgi.
Yeah.
Made in Great Britain. Whiz Wheels. Ford Escort. It's a Whiz Wheels.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Corgi, huh?
Corgi.
Corgi.
Thanks for calling out.
Yeah. How dare you not have the corgi get into the Hall of Fame? I'll show you. Oh, here's a cool one.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you'll get a kick out of this thing.
Yeah, look at this. Wow.
Yeah.
Love the color,
Oh, yeah.
actually.
Yeah, matchboxes in the early 70s and the late 60s were really neat. Like
Yeah.
they just did some neat stuff.
I love the
The paint
yellow
jobs and the
underbody.
details and the quality of them, like that you could drive a lot of miles on those. As long as you didn't
Mm-hmm.
step on it, you could drive on it. If no one stepped on it and that didn't bend the axles, you could
Right.
put a lot of miles on. And I'll tell you what, I drove that one. That thing got driven a lot, and that was used when I got it.
Well,
I
this
wasn't even
is
born, I think, when that came out. I'm not kidding you.
this is an Alpha. So it's a Matchbox series.
What year is it?
Alpha Caraba, made in England, 1970, Lindsay Productions.
Yeah, I wasn't even born yet. I couldn't have bought that. My mom and dad couldn't have bought that new for me unless they.
1970?
I was
Oh,
born in
yeah, yeah.
71.
That's right, yeah.
So I
Yeah,
wasn't
I
even.
wasn't born yet either.
No, but that's the thing, was that's how
So
old.
that probably came from a yard sale.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you go to yard sale and you're a kid and you see a pink Hot Wheels that looks cool, and then I
Right.
checked to make sure they weren't bent up. If they were all good, and mom,
Yeah.
here's one. And mom had a quarter. I'm like, super.
This one I think is pretty awesome. So it's getting
Yeah.
driven over here to the
To the judging area.
judges lot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one's pretty nifty. It's kind of
What do
fun
we
because we're
got?
jumping all around between different
Mm-hmm.
timelines. But I always thought that was nifty. Just freaking cool.
Early Times Delivery.
I wasn't really a street rod kid when I was young because
Yeah.
I'd been to car shows when I was growing up. So, it's funny. A lot of the stuff I didn't care to see back then when I was a kid. Now I'm an
Right.
adult and I still don't care to see because I saw it when I was a kid, right? It's like, how many
Yeah, right.
57 Chevys and Mustangs can I see
Yeah,
in
totally.
my childhood life all the way to my adulthood,
Yeah,
where
right.
now I'm old enough to be most of the people that are theirs dad.
Right.
And then there's people that are older than us that are dads, like all the old grumpy ones that
Uh-huh.
they only want to talk about their car. What, you told the story so many times you don't want to tell it again? You grumpy old man. You want to smile because talk about your car, smile a little bit. Maybe you would just smile and actually floor it once in a while. You'd be, what I mean? What are you saving it for, old man?
Yeah. Looks like a few coconuts dropped out of the tree and hit the roof.
Yeah, well, it's tall, so when you drop a
Yeah.
case in there, sometimes the cars fall through the basket because
Yeah.
they're disintegrating. The little baskets that hold all the cars have literally
Right.
fallen apart where they're all stacked on top of each other.
This is a Hot Wheels. I believe it says 1977 Hong Kong. So this one was made in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
here we go, Gail.
What do we got here?
It's got a bent axle.
Oh man.
Did you see when I rolled it out? Literally,
I did. Yeah.
It almost drove into your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one here, someone stepped on it.
Oh man.
Yeah, the rear axle's bent so bad, and
Huh.
it was fun until the axle got bent.
Yeah,
I
totally.
stopped playing with it because it was just
Well, yeah, you can't.
You can't drive it. You know, if the
No,
axle's bent, it's no fun to drive a
no,
Matchbox car around or a Hot Wheels with a bent axle.
no.
Who wants it pulling? It literally wants to do a complete circle on
Right,
itself. It's no fun. And the
right,
problem is you need a tiny little pair of needle nose pliers to try to go in and maybe try to straighten it out, but you can't. The
right.
only way to fix it is drill the rivets and literally, oh man,
Well,
like
it's a Hot Wheels Beach Patrol from 1982, made in Malaysia.
yeah,
Yeah, well, thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate it. We'll
yeah.
see you next year.
Oh man, this is kind of cool. I never desired to own one, but they're pretty nifty. You might remember them, Gail. They're pretty rare birds back in the day.
Well, so far I don't know what it is.
It's a Ford.
Is it an EXP? No,
Mm,
it's not an EXP.
it's a Ford, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, they made them turbocharged too.
I like the little
Mericore. Remember
gas tank.
Mericores? Mericore XR4TI. That's
No,
a Mericore XR4TI.
it's a Matchbox made in England.
Hmm.
Ford Sierra XR4, 1983. Matchbox.
Yeah, it almost bagged its left front fender on the table. You caught it.
I did.
That was a good catch. Hope
Thanks.
it's on camera so you can see like
It is.
you squeeze the back just to let it not let
I
it
know.
go. Ah, yeah,
Well,
good.
thanks, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
those are
out.
cool
We'll see you
cars.
next year.
All right, let's do another vintage. Now we're getting really old, Gail.
Oh, I talked to this lady. I talked to this lady that owned this one.
No kidding.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
This was her dad's.
No way.
Yeah, he bought it brand new.
No way.
Yep, he bought it brand spanking new. Yep. Boy, and she said he drove it a lot, and
Oh
he
yeah.
did. You can tell.
Oh, there's miles on that
You
one.
can tell.
Look at.
Actually, she told me he drove it across the country twice.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was stationed out in California.
That's the perfect Ferrari. You never really want to restore that. You leave that thing just the way it is and drive the wheels off it. You know, if it's minty, you'll never drive it in your life.
Right.
That's the fun part about a car like that.
Well, and she told me she drives it.
Yeah.
She said she'll hop in it in the summertime, go get groceries, whatever.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we would fuss over because it's worth so much money. To her, it's just an old Ferrari.
Yeah.
You know, and just keep driving the thing.
So it's a Matchbox Ferrari Berlenta, made in England by Lindsay. I do not see a date on it though. No, there's no date.
Look at how cool the wire wheels are.
Yeah.
And the rivets that hold the wheels on. Like that was made to drive forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love the hitch on it.
Yeah, I don't know what it pulled. I don't know if there was a missing like a well, guys, you could tell us what did that pull? Was there an accessory like a little buggy or a camper that got pulled by that? They usually don't do that unless there's an accessory there. Oh, we got to keep that one on the field. That's a Survivor Ferrari, and you're gonna go park it? I can't believe you. I just can't. I can't believe you were gonna do that. So, especially how you talked to her, and now
I know.
now you're gonna whoosh her past.
You know, we can't love them all.
Oh yes, we have an award category for everything now. So
well, I don't want to be those kinds of people.
Well,
you know, not everybody gets a trophy.
Well,
it's just how it
at
is.
our car shows, they do now because we've changed the rules, and I said so. So here's the next one.
Now we got a Valvoline car.
Yep.
Winston Cup, number 21. I'm going to assume this might be a knockoff. I say that only because the real ones have the driver's signature above the door.
Don't know.
And there is no driver's signature above the door on this one. But we'll see when I check it out. There is something. Oh, it says turbo on the license plate.
A turbo Thunderbird NASCAR. Makes one wonder. Is it an actual?
What the bottom says.
Was there a driver attached to that particular one? Makes
Hot Wheels Thunderbird Stalker, 1983, maybe. Hong Kong, Mattel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but there's no name on it.
But it's got sponsors, which means if they were to make it, you'd have to have permission
Right.
by those sponsors in order to make that, right?
Yeah.
It's just not an actual NASCAR.
No.
That
Thanks for bringing your car out, man. Appreciate it.
oh man, look at this thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. The old man who owns this, his grandfather worked for Champion Spark Plugs and
No
made
kidding.
deliveries. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. He said to me, it's funny, they still run parts around in cars no different than they did back in the day.
Yeah, they just went slower.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. You'd hope that thing had a heater in it in the winter.
Yeah, right.
The fact that it's survived all these years is nifty.
Mm-hmm.
They're just too slow for my liking. I think they're really neat cars, but it's too crude. Like I draw my line around 1930 30s, like late 30s, when you started getting like normal, when cars started to become more user friendly, hydraulic brakes, a
Right.
choke, a heater,
Right.
wiper blades, a nice interior, like late 30s cars, like 38, 39, all the really cool swope tail kind of fenders, and
Right.
sign me up,
Well, this is a Matchbox, a Model A Ford, 1979, made in Macau.
Huh. Wonder if that's anything special.
I don't know.
I don't even remember where I got it.
I don't know where Macau is. Macau.
No idea. Is it a country that we never heard of before?
I've heard of it. I just don't know where it is. Macau. Macau.
Be interesting when we get the feedback from people that know these cars.
Right.
Can tell us in the comments what's the dealio with that.
Right.
Yeah, nifty, but
yeah, thanks
nothing.
for coming out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. A Camaro. Now I know it's a Camaro, but
let's check out the Camaro. Well, this Camaro looks like it has a hood that goes up. We got some detail in there. Yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah. Even as a kid, I thought those things were cool.
67 Camaro.
Yeah, they're freaking cool.
With flames on the
Oh
side,
man.
Brian.
Yeah, no.
It's on fire.
No, I got that. I know there's another one in the at the show.
Yeah.
Will you meet him? That one, like this guy's pretty cool, but wait till you see the other one. I don't know if you guys remember when you guys went down the field, but that green one with the black vinyl top, oh man, I'm telling you. That's got a story too, that car.
This is a Hot Wheels 67 Camaro, Mattel, 1982, Hong Kong. Look at the exhaust pipes.
Yeah. Like, who wouldn't put that Hot Wheels car somewhere? Like, if they had it on their desk, hopefully no one would steal it.
Totally, with the hood up.
Yeah.
Gotta leave the hood up.
And it looks cool. You know what's cool, what I love about that thing is it's recognizable. Everybody knows what it is.
True.
Which is part of the reason why, for how much I loved it when I was a kid. I didn't want to own one because I was already tired of looking at them back when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So here,
totally.
This one here.
Oh man. Wow.
Now you might be able to have to call me a fool, but I'm a kid. I didn't know that it was going to be worth something if it is, which I don't know, but I think it was a special edition, and I bought it new, and I held on to it for a long time because I couldn't bear to open it, and I couldn't resist anymore. I had to drive it. I had to use it.
You had to play with it.
I had it in its original packaging for a long time. I'd say at least, oh man, I don't know.
The paint is just, the color is fantastic.
Oh, it's so not like that car is, to me, is reminiscent of a red line. Yeah. Like if they would have put red line, like it's right past the point where if they would have just hung on to this level of Hot Wheels cool, they didn't have to change the wheels. You know what I mean? That's what's so neat about it. You could have re-released all of those cars again, and they would have been, and make them just as cool. And even though they're not the original cars,
right?
What a cool thing for young kids to. I mean, some of them really, you really like them a lot.
Yeah, totally.
I couldn't resist. I took it out of the package. Probably took away its entire value if it has any at all, but I don't care. I drove that thing, man. I
It's a
put miles on
yeah.
that.
It's a Hot Wheels
And I was
'67
careful with it.
Camaro.
I didn't chip it up. Like I was really
No,
that one always got hand moved.
1982.
Yeah.
Yep, Hong Kong. Yeah,
I was like 10 years old, 11 years
that
old.
one's going over to Jewelers Row over
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. These are nifty too. I was
yeah.
never
These two guys came together. They're
they did
brothers.
trailers.
Yeah,
They did
they brought them in together. Yep.
I was never in a drag car thing.
Yeah, me
They're no you can't
neither.
really play with them because the only way you play with them correctly is to race them, and you need a drag strip, and I wasn't into drag racing when I was
Right.
young. I wanted to drive them around, and that to me was not a car you could use on the street. So I lost
No.
interest. Though I think it was cool, I just lost interest, and
Yeah,
I
I'll
never
tell
really
you though, it's got some weight to it.
yeah, I never really played with them too much. Most of the damage to them is because they were banged around because I didn't have like feelings for them, but I
Right.
was also good enough to not I wasn't ruining my toys, but I was
Right.
also sometimes I was a little more careless than I should have been. But when you're young, you don't think about that kind of stuff because I never had any intention in my mind that well someday these would be worth something until I became in my 50s, and I'm like, oh
Right.
my god, I got to dig them out of my parents' attic and bring them here.
Well, this has blue tinted glass too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, this is a 1977 Hot Wheels made in Malaysia.
yeah. So Malaysians were making them back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Either England was making them, which was Matchbox, but Hot Wheels were,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the old Hot Wheels where they were made. I don't remember. It's funny, 40 years go by. Yeah, at least that. More than 40 years since I played with these things.
Mm-hmm.
40 years ago. Oh my God. It's like, I feel like it's kind of funny.
I know, isn't it?
That's the thing. You only ever see them if they're minty, or if, I don't recall anybody having a Hot Wheels or Matchbox car show like we're having on YouTube.
No, I
No,
don't know either. Well,
that's the
this one
thing.
is also a 1977 Hot Wheels made in Malaysia, also.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, boys. Appreciate it.
yeah. This is pretty nifty. This is another Omni, a
Oh,
Rampage.
wow.
Yeah, totally dig it.
Yeah,
Drove the
totally.
heck out of that thing too because it had
I
rubber
love the
tires.
three-wheeler sitting in the bed.
Yeah, I like their run when they had the rubber tires with the white letter tires. And then they actually put real rubber. It was so cool. Like when you drove them around, I was like, they're on little tires. It was really fun.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. As you can see, it's got miles because I
Yes.
drove that little bugger. I cruised it around because it was the time. What's funny when you play with Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars, how it drives is important. It can't. It has to be smooth. It has
Mm-hmm.
to have some kind of suspension so it feels like it's really a car, and then it has to be able to sometimes be quiet because you can't drive on the kitchen table. Your mom, you could
Right,
drive on the counter. I
right,
drove lots of miles of my mom's counter. Like that was a cool spot. When you got to the sink, it was sketchy.
right.
You never knew if you were going to make it. You had to kind of have suspension, and you had to kind of navigate it to the other side, and then the car show was over on that end, and you drove from the corner of the, of the countertop all the way over to past the sink near the stove, and then the guys with the four-wheelers would be there, and you just drive around the coils like it was off-roading. It was
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Well, this is a
I miss
Dodge
it.
Rampage, a 1983 Mattel Hot Wheels.
Yeah, pretty
Cool.
nifty. Yeah,
Thanks for coming out, man. Yeah, it does roll really nice with those rubber wheels.
yeah.
Wow,
I'm not a
look at
Rolls Royce
that.
fanatic, but Matchbox nailed this in so many ways.
Looks like this also has a door that
It
opens.
does.
Yeah, look at that. Right-hand drive.
The quality, the way it drove, it had suspension. It was a Rolls Royce. It was enjoyable to drive them around. It's kind of funny that I've never driven a Rolls Royce before, but the way that Matchbox car drives, and you
Mm-hmm.
guys will know what I'm talking about. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It had to drive right. That mattered. Unless you were slinging them across the floor and you didn't care. I was driving mine, and I don't know. I'm sure there's many other guys who could admit that they drove their Matchbox or Hot Wheels cars. I am one of them. I am one of those guys that, like, all the examples you will see, many of them have got lots of miles on them because I drove them.
This is called a Silver Shadow Rolls Royce 39.
Number 39.
Number 39,
Yeah.
made in England, 1978, Lenzi Productions.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. If I recall that car, my parents bought me new, and of course you're leaving it in the package.
Right.
But then as I got a little older, ended up getting another one. But this one I didn't play with as much because I had a beat up one that I like driving more.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that I'll just take care of the red one and have one nice one and one crappy one, which is my mindset when I was a kid all up to an adult. I thought about having one crappy driver and one nice one.
Right.
And that was my kid mentality. So this one here, if you notice, this one did not get driven nearly as hard as the silver one.
Right.
That one was more garage duty most of the time, and the silver one was my daily. True that. It was true.
Uh-huh.
So you could see definitely apparently by the condition that
Yeah,
this
but
one.
it was still
Oh, yeah.
still used.
Oh.
It was still played with.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
see it.
Oh, I took it out many drives. I leave the silver one at home and take that one.
Yeah.
When she rolls into a place, we got a group of people, an imaginary hot dog stand or
Right. Yeah,
imaginary ice cream.
exactly.
When you're driving around all these different places, people are parking.
Yeah.
People are looking. You know what I mean? You roll in with that.
It's funny. It has the same stamp on the bottom. Number 39, Rolls Royce Silver Shadow, made in England, 1979, Lenzi Productions.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they make them in different colors.
Yeah.
So depending on the color, it could change the value of.
Right.
They made, I don't know what other colors they made them in, but I saw the red. I'm like, I have to have that. I have to have that. Oh, these are fun. Tommy Pocket Car. Drove this one hardcore too. They're just fun. I wasn't ever a BMW kid, but the doors, the quality, the way it drove, the detail, even though they were slightly scaled smaller, they were just a little bit smaller than a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah.
But the details were a whole lot more impressive. It's like what was Johnny Lightning was doing. Johnny Lightning made some really, really detailed, neat.
Right.
Like I don't want to say it would put Hot Wheels to shame, but they definitely raised the bar to the point where the details were just fantastic.
Well, this says BMW 320i, Tomy, made in Japan.
Yep.
Cool.
Drove it a lot. The roof, I don't know how it got. Oh, that was from cars coming in on top of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This might be right up your alley, Gail.
I know what that is.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I like the yellow tinted windshield.
Yeah. Definitely a good one. That was one that they got good. They got it right. The details were good. The quality was good.
Yeah.
Paint was fair, but the white walls.
The paint is fair, but yeah, the white walls.
It's funny how they cheese some of the paint jobs.
Yeah,
Like you look at some of them.
I mean, not all of them were glossy though. So.
Well, you know what I mean. Like you see the timeline of.
Right.
Where were they trying to save money? Did they care? Like some of the other stuff, I guess it's all about design and how you can make them cheap and still good at the same time, make a profit.
Right.
But that one definitely falls in a group of got used, not really much.
Yeah.
By the time I got some of these cars, I was already phasing out of this. It was more getting into gas engines and car stuff. And, when the boy goes finally to the man, the driver's license phases,
Right.
You don't really look back at these anymore. You don't really.
No,
they just end up in your closet.
Well, this one's from 1983, and it is, of course, a 65 convertible Mustang, and it is a Hot Wheels made in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for bringing your Mustang
out. Seen it a million times,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, here's another really gnarly.
This looks like Dick Tracy's pulling up.
I don't know, but they got this one right. Like this was one that I definitely played with because it was so cool looking. It was so gangster to me,
I
and that I definitely could
like the
drive
big
that.
white walls.
I know like they really got that one right. Like they, I love the classic Hot Wheels wheels, the mags. They look like mag wheels. Like they're so cool looking. Whether they have a white wall or a red line, it's something about the mag that
Mm-hmm.
makes it really,
Right.
you know, I don't know. It really sets the car off. Like in the black faded paint because mine's been played with it. It's
Mm-hmm.
but the detailing of it and it looks like a patina thing. It looks like
It
someone drug
does.
it out of a barn and they could wax the lacquer the best they could, and they
Mm-hmm.
got the white walls cleaned and they got it to the car show.
Right.
What a cool! I would walk up and look at that, and I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
even into them.
totally.
That's
So this is a Hot Wheels 34 Packard, stamped 1982, Hong Kong.
yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate you coming out.
I think our last meet we had another 56 Ford.
We did, yes.
Yeah. Oh
Ugh.
no. Well, don't worry, it's not worth anything because I cut the motorcycles out of it.
Yeah.
See that?
Oh, I see that. Yes.
People might think of it, it's sinful, but hey, I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
listen, it had the motorcycles in the back, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the motorcycles. Like, I don't want to drive around. This truck is too cool for yellow motor. It was tacky to me.
Yeah.
So I got a pair of small like dikes and I cut them out.
Okay.
And that's what I did. And I liked it much better. So
Well, that's fine. You can do that. It was your car.
right. Now that was probably like that's probably like a $3,000 one, Gail. It would have
Yeah,
been,
right.
and had I not, it was the mintiest one that was left in existence.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could watch our YouTube channel because you like Hot Wheels and
Yeah.
you see what I have done.
Yes.
And I have to
You
like,
mutilated it.
I have literally destroyed its value to the point where, oh man.
Well, it's a Hot Wheels. It is so super shiny. It is very difficult to read, actually. Looks like 1978.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't make out the other word. But it
It's all
does.
right. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
All right.
That
Well,
truck's cool, but the other one was more charming from the
yes.
previous video.
Yes.
All right.
I
Another
saw this
cool.
coming in.
Oh,
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
yeah. Tommy just really made some neat cars.
Yeah.
They were just so cool, and
I like the doors.
yeah, the way they drove. You know, they were like just, and that I drove the absolute bejesus out of that thing. I mean, and that's the thing is like when you think you're a little kid and you're playing with these toys that you know you would be more interested in fast cars, but sometimes a bus or a van gets you.
Sometimes your car breaks down and then you got to take the city bus, man.
You gotta do the drive-in, right?
Yep.
And it's funny,
Yep.
I have some buses you will see in the next video. I have some really old Matchbox buses, and
Well, this one is a Tomy semi-decker type bus made in Japan, but I do not see a date.
hmm,
There's no date on this one. Nope, no date. It's cool though. It's cool.
yeah.
Thanks for bringing your bus out, man. We appreciate it.
Oh man, I got another really
Oh, look at that
sweet
one.
one.
Another Corella DeVille style.
Another Tommy, but just so nifty. Like, and I wasn't into those cars when I was a kid. But when
Yeah.
I saw that in the package, I'm like, I have to have that. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
So it says 1977, Morgan Plus 8, made in Japan. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. The Japanese really did a good job making the quality and they're just really nice.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the video. If you guys, and some of you might be like, oh my God, I love them too. I love Tommy pocket, like, you know.
Right. It's okay. You don't have to just love Matchbox or Hot
Yeah. You know
Wheels.
what it is? Like I bought those like I was kind of at the end of driving them,
Yeah.
so I didn't use them as hard because I really liked how nice they were. I mean, I really
Right.
took extra good care of them because they were just really nice.
Right.
And the only time I could get them was when my mom went to Kmart because Kmart sold them. So when
Yeah.
mom said we were going to Kmart, I'm like hot dog because I'm gonna go. Hopefully, mom will get me at least two or three.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
hoping so. We had to make
I
some
miss
room. We
Kmart,
had to
man.
ask all our guests
Me
to move
too.
their cars for an event. I think we have Ultra Hots in the very back row. We have a heck of a turnout for Ultra Hots this year. I
Mhm.
do believe that they are all, that's a complete collection. I'm not sure. I'm hoping that our experts will be able to tell us that. We had to make room for the the red lines, the vintage red lines that were coming in earlier on the lot. So that's going to be in the next one. So we ready to get started here?
We are.
Okay. Well, why don't we start with the Ultra Hots?
Okay.
All right. I am the original owner of these all, and
Oh,
these are kind of special.
super.
They're they roll real fast, and they had these crazy paint jobs on them. Like it was one of those things that collect them all. Like
Mhm.
just like when you're a kid in a cereal box, and
Right.
you walked into the Kmart, and then you had that, and it's like, wow, Ultra Hots. I can't remember what they were called. I think they're called Ultra Hots, and oh, the color, they were just so far out, I couldn't resist.
Mhm.
And then I saw there were different ones. I'm like, I can't buy them all, but I
Right.
have to at least buy what ones I really like and
Well,
collect as many as I can. Hopefully, I
right.
got the collection. So,
Well, it's a Hot Wheels Predator. Um, looks like 1983 Mattel Hong Kong.
yeah,
Yep. So this is a Predator.
yep, in green because
Yeah.
we have a purple one too
Oh,
on the
cool.
field. Yeah, we'll bring that one up to you guys to compare them.
All right.
Remember the runner up you had with the Porsche in the very first
Oh, yes.
one we did. We'll bring that back for you guys. You'll see all the whole finalists of this whole car show
Yeah.
in the end. But
Wow.
looks like the same mold that was
Yeah.
the one that you voted for that you really liked. Looks like the same
Yeah, it
car.
does.
Will be kind of
It
interesting
does.
when we bring that back for the finals. When everybody comes back we put
Right.
all the winners out on the field so everybody can see how our Hot Wheels and Matchbox car show went.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll bring those out. We'll do a compare of all the copies and the Thailand
Right.
ones. Like
Yeah, that'd be fun.
we'll see that you guys will get a chance to see the timeline of these things because we're just putting it together now. Like
Right.
literally, these things have been in this box for like 20 years. So
Well, this is a Hot Wheels. What's interesting about this one is where the name would be, there is like just an empty space, like they forgot to put it
like a
there.
blank.
Yeah.
Is the other one say something on it?
Yeah, the other one said Predator.
No kidding.
This one is 1978, made in Malaysia.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully the experts will be able to tell us more about
windshield
those.
wiper on the back.
Yeah, see that detail's still there.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's compare these two next to each other since we have them here.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
So here's the thing: is they like Hot Wheels? They always paint them in different colors. Like how many colors did they make of the Porsche, and then which is the rarest and worth the most money, right? That's the game of Hot Wheels. It's always about color.
Right.
It's always about condition.
Right.
So it's like a real car. You know what I mean? It's funny.
It is.
All right. So yeah.
All right. What else we got?
So yeah, we're gonna just do the whole Ultra Hot line. I
Okay.
believe these were Ultra Hots. These are all. I'm the original owner of all of them. I bought them all new, and I know I never kept them in their pillboxes. But I just thought these were really cool. Like when you're shopping for when you're a little kid and you're buying Hot Wheels cars, sometimes the other brands are cooler, and you end up with Hot Wheels and Matchbox, and Tamika or Tommy. I call them Tommy pocket cars, but you end up buying all different kinds of things, and then there's so many different ones. Like if you would have stuck to one brand, would you have been able to collect the entire series? And that's what I think is what's fun about this hobby is that you can take ones that you really like and then go see if there are other ones that you don't have. Right. And then you start, totally. The Ultra Hots are kind of like we're going to get in their own club at some point. you know, whether they are popular or not, or how if they made it, how they whatever they painted them for like collector stuff. But
Yeah, it does say Ultra Hots.
yeah, the
Yep.
Ferrari does. We have a Ferrari. That was my. I'll bring that one around next. But
So this one's a Hot Wheels Soul Air CX4,
hmm,
made in Malaysia. Looks like 1982.
hmm,
So yeah, pretty cool.
yeah,
Super. Thanks for coming out, man.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was crazy. I kept buying them. If I saw one I didn't have and I
Mm-hmm.
liked it, I bought it.
Cool.
And then, you know, eventually what happens is you just got to know when to say when as a kid. Like
Right.
I was ready to start spending money on insurance for my first car. Like I was
Right.
saving my money for my first car,
Right.
and I was already realizing that at some point I can only have so many cases and
Yeah.
so many cars.
Yeah, and these cars aren't going to get you anywhere. The
Well,
real one will get you down the street and out the door and down the street.
that's a young boy going to teen years,
Right.
going to driving. You
Right.
know, that's a that whole, oh look, it's a jet engine. That's real good, huh? There we go.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Pretty nifty.
yeah. I was one of those things in life where you like them and you just keep buying them.
Right.
It's one of those. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
crafty.
this one is a Hot Wheels Jet Sweep X5. It's a Mattel 1984, made in Hong Kong.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it, huh?
All right.
I know. I'm like, it's not even. It's cool, but it's not exciting. Hopefully
Right.
somebody who's watching this is gonna go, oh my god, you should see how awesome this guy's ultra hots
Well,
are.
this
Oh
looks
my
like a
god.
Corvette.
So we have two in the house. We have a gold one and we have a silver one, Gail.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I saw they painted them in different colors. So as a young kid, I wanted to collect them all.
Right.
And so what do you think I do? I go and,
Collect them all.
you know, looking for the magic. I even knew about the magic bus when I was young, and I was thinking, well, you know what? These might be collectible. My brain started thinking that way
Mm-hmm.
because I knew that my Hot Wheels, my red line stuff. Can't wait to do the next box. The next car show is going to be my favorite.
Hmm. Well, this is a Hot Wheels Flame Runner. Mattel, 1983, maybe.
Yeah, they're all in that period.
Yeah. Cool.
It's funny, some of them could be older because they were made earlier and they were sold.
Right.
You know, some of them are newer because they were sold later.
Right.
You know, because
They
they stamp
recopied
them
them.
for the year that they do it
Right.
as the whatever mold that is. I'm guessing, or casting when they do the bottoms. But
Well, this one is a Hot Wheels Flame Runner also. 1983, maybe. Malaysia.
yeah,
This is a Malaysian car.
a lot of crazy, interesting Hot Wheels cars came out of Malaysia. You know, they really
Mhm.
went wild on some, even the
They
earlier
did.
ones we saw. There was some pretty far out stuff.
There was,
We did
yes.
see that along the way. Oh yeah, here we go. Same situation. I see one, and it's custom. And the yellow one, I think I bought because I actually did like the yellow one because I loved the yellow glass. I thought that was
Yeah, I was
cool.
going to say the yellow.
And it was an ultra hot, so you know, of course, I'm collecting them. Instead of leaving them in the package, I can't. I have to play with them a little bit because I'm a
Right.
kid. You know, who's going to buy something like this and leave it in the package?
Right.
Like what young child boy
Right.
thinks
Oh,
about,
this lifts
you know
up.
what, I'm not going to play with my Barbie dolls because if I mess them up, then they won't be worth something in the future when I'm 49.
Right. Did you notice that? This lifts up?
Yeah.
So this is a Hot Wheels Speed Seeker, Mattel, 1983,
Speed Seeker.
made in Malaysia. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I saw the red one, so you'll see there's a red one, and also I bought that one too.
This has nice paint.
Yeah, it was like the Rolls Royce for some
Yeah, it's
reason.
nice
I
red,
like that
shiny,
color. Yeah, I
shiny
thought that was a
paint.
neat color, and I ended up like
You just
liking them
have the
on
same,
toys.
yeah, same windshield
You
lifts
parked
up.
the Rolls Royce next to that, like you're balling now, right?
Yeah, right. So this is also a Hot Wheels Speed Seeker, 1983 Mattel, another made in Malaysia car.
The Malaysians, they're hot on that
They
stuff.
are.
They actually seemed like they did a really good job on a lot. Their paint jobs were pretty cool.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
that was.
Yeah, they
It's
weren't.
fun.
They didn't use the least amount possible. Some of them they actually used more than I think they needed.
I know it's funny. There was it was like thick,
I
like it was
know.
almost like running off. That's funny.
I know.
All right, so we're down to the two last of them.
Okay.
This is one of my top faves.
Oh, this has some weight to it.
Yeah, when I saw the color, I thought that was so cool. The
Yeah,
color,
look at that.
I couldn't resist, and it had the lightning bolt down the front. I was like,
And the louvers.
I think it's a BMW, like one of those. I can't remember what model it was, but the color sold me. I was done.
It is a Hot Wheels Wind Splinter. Mattel Incorporated, 1983, Hong Kong.
Huh? Wow. So that's not a Malaysian one. That's
Mm-mm.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. A little better quality, you know.
Yeah.
Those are made a little bit better quality than the ones we just saw.
Right.
That's interesting.
Totally.
Now you know.
And that's right.
There's two different versions, and the one version, like that's the most valuable because they know it's the quality. And this is the very first one I bought,
Yeah.
and one of my favorites, just because it was like, you know, sometimes there's a Hot Wheels that you fall in love with as soon as you see it. You're like, it's so cool that I have to have it. And a Ferrari 308 is just a cool car.
It
Even,
is.
you know, and even because I knew about him in real life. But then the Hot Wheels one, an ultra hot, painted this crazy color. I
Yeah,
have to have
totally.
it. And then that was it. That was the car that got me into ultra hots. Hence why you just saw a whole show field of them.
Yeah, right.
That's for those fans, Gail. We'll just
Yeah.
send it out to them. So our car show was such a success today. It's amazing.
I know. It's just I can't believe how many cars showed up.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is sweet.
pretty
Sweet.
nifty, huh?
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're coming down to it. We
All
got
right.
two Braps, I think, on the scene. We got a Mazda RX-7 with some
Yeah.
Brapping. This is for the Brap fans.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
one,
there
this
we
one's
go.
stock.
All right, cool.
Unfortunately it barely runs. I'm the original owner of that,
Okay.
and the rotary is wore out.
Oh.
Like most rotaries, I
Yeah.
ran it hard and put it away wet. It's my own partial fault. I
It's a
didn't know any
right-hand
better.
drive.
It is.
Does the door open?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Cool.
Yeah.
How about the hood?
No hood.
No, no hood.
But you can see that when I put plenty of miles on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Because
you
I
can
remember
see
those on
this
the
was
road.
driven.
It's funny you recognize it, and I remember when as a kid seeing them on the road because they were out there. So when I saw a Hot Wheels car or a Matchbox or whatever one it is, I had to have it.
Right.
I drove the heck out of that thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some surface wear on the roof.
Oh yeah, I drove that baby.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that car got miles. I'm
Yeah.
an original owner.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's one of those survivors, you know.
Yeah.
It runs barely. It just needs an LS swap. I'll probably get
Right.
to that later. And I think we have another Brap. I was looking at this last night,
Oh wow.
and I think that's a Mazda pickup truck, an old one. Now I got it in beat up condition. Like what you see was a
Yep.
garage sale.
Looks like it came out of a zombie apocalypse.
That was a garage sale find when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
I didn't care that it was broken as long as it rolled and drove. I thought the truck's paint job was so cool that I had to have it. It was the cheapest probably one I ever bought for a nickel.
Huh.
But I think it was a tow truck, and somebody took the tow section out, and the two
Right.
lights that were for the
Right.
emergency lights. I don't hear them rattling around in it, so they left the chat long ago. But
Well, this is a majorette.
I know that's another
Made in France.
remember that on the BMW I was telling you about comes with a trailer, a little camper.
Oh yes.
Well, if you look at the bottom of that truck, it's got a square cut in the middle of it in the bottom, and that's where it hooks. So you can hook it to the hitch,
Cool.
but it won't fall off. It stays on as you tow. Pretty cool.
Well, you know what my favorite thing about this truck is? The wheels. Because
I know.
it has the Polaris symbol in the wheels.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it has the Polaris symbol in the wheels.
Yeah. Majorettes are cool. I never really appreciated them until tonight, or until we started doing these.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so here we got an interesting one. This one I also bought used. This one dates before I was born, so that was a garage sale find. It was pretty much in the condition it's in.
Yeah.
I took really good care of it because I really liked it, and I knew it was an old one when I was a kid, so I was a little more appreciative of that when I got the old ones in a collection, because all those old ones that I have that you'll see here and in the last box of all my Redline stuff
Mm-hmm.
were all stuff I bought when I went to garage sales with my mom. So they were already 60s, like they were already old toys when I was buying them as a little boy
Right.
in the 70s and the 80s. You know what I mean? Like
I
that was
love
what's
that it has
funny.
a hitch.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't research that to see if what it towed, but
Yeah.
it came somewhere along the line. It came with something, so it'd be cute to see what it was.
Well, it's a Matchbox series Mercedes 230SL made in England by Lenzi Productions. Super fast.
Yeah.
Super
It's
fast.
funny how the right rear wheel is worn off. The chrome is worn off of it.
Yeah, well, the
So
door doesn't sit right either anymore.
do you see that on the
Yeah.
back rear wheel? The chrome is missing off the wheel.
Oh, yeah, look at
No,
that.
the other side.
Oh, well, it is
Right
here
rear.
too.
Right rear. You're looking at left side. There you go. There's the rat.
Yeah,
Look at
well,
that.
it is on the other one also. Huh. Interesting.
But it's got a nice interior, and the windshield didn't break off, which is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one there is
Yeah.
that's an
Cool.
oldie but a goodie there.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this one.
No kidding. My first Mustang GT350. I was happy to get that. Like that was
Yeah.
a cool one to buy when it came out. I don't remember what year that one is, but when I saw that in the store, I had to have it. I
Yeah.
thought that was gnarly. I always loved
Well,
those cars. And
as
I'm
you
a
know, I'm
Mopar
a
guy.
Ford Mustang girl.
Well, I'm a Mopar Toyota guy, but I
So,
wouldn't throw one of them out anywhere.
nope.
They're so. I would just take a stock one and make a clone. I don't even care if somebody doesn't like it. I want that.
Right? Yeah, I
You
like the
know,
back window here.
the louver
That's
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah. Fastbacks are the best.
Well, let's see what it says. Yeah, it's got some detail in there.
Oh yeah,
It's got a steering wheel,
yeah.
seats. Well, we got a Hot Wheels Mustang Stalker, 1974 Malaysia.
Hmm.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I took care of it. I used it though,
Yeah.
but I tried my best to take care of it. That one always sat on the top because I didn't want the pinstripes to get damaged from the cars on top of them.
Well, that
But
one's going in Judge's Row.
all right. This is a fun one. I had two friends in my life who each had a Citation X11. And I think, Gil, you actually had a Citation X11. That's right.
I too had a Chevy Citation.
Yeah.
Mine was blue. Well, look at that.
That's the sport model of your Citation. That was the
Yeah,
performance version. I thought those things were cool. I
I
didn't care
did
all the
not.
flack. Well, if you would have had an X11, you would not have thought the same thing. That had a
Oh,
big V6 in it. It was, you came in automatic. There were full gauges, full suspension from the factory with Cal induction hood on it. Like, you would have been like, that would have been a cool.
yeah,
You drove a piece of crap 4-door, 4-cylinder. Those were crap.
yeah,
But an X11 was a whole different animal. It was the
right?
performance version of the car. And despite people who want to make fun of them, they're cool and they're rare. You don't see them around anymore. Look at this thing. We got the luggage in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that one was,
Right.
it was a good one.
Well,
I think
this
I
one
have
is a
two of
Hot
them.
Wheels, 1990? No, 1980. Maybe 1980. Hong Kong. My Citation was in 1980.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's in the timeline.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is that I bought that before I would have two friends that would have them.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? I bought a Hot Wheels, and in my life, I had two friends that each one had one. Jay had a white automatic with a blue interior, and Damon had a black one with a black interior and a manual. So it looked good in all black with a stick. It was impressive. It was pretty fast too. It
Yeah,
was
mine
not
was a blue automatic.
okay. Hot in the city here.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. I bought that because I loved the decal on the side. I thought the cat was cool, and it was a Jaguar, and it was
Yeah.
a Jaguar.
Jaguar.
A Jaguar or a Jaguar? We'll go with both metrics here on that
Right.
one.
It depends which commercial you watch.
Yeah. What country the words are being spoken.
Right.
But I always thought that was nifty.
Cool.
Yeah. It got some miles, but it wasn't used hard. I was mostly sat in the garage.
It's a Hot Wheels Jaguar XJS, Mattel's 1977, Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we've got some special guests this year. We have a Duesenberg, I believe, or a what is it? A Duesenberg? It's a Duesenberg. We have a barn find, which we're going to bring
Okay.
up first. We're going to bring these both up because these guys know each other. They were, funny or not, they were twins, and they were separated at birth, and each of them had one in the same color, and they met at a car show, and the one guy said, I have one of them in a barn, and the other guy that owns the nicer one said, no way. I mean, he literally was like, and they almost kind of had a weird moment together because they were realizing they might look like each
Wow.
other slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So they were so blown away that they hopped in the other one's car. One notes to him that he was the brother. And they drove over to the barn, and that's his brother's car was in that barn.
Wow.
Isn't that some
That
shit?
is something.
You know it. Look at his. Like his is
Yeah.
really original red line tires.
Look at the roof of the luggage rack with the
Yeah.
luggage.
What a barn find. And
Yeah,
it's funny when you
totally.
look at the next one, you can see there's some differences, even though
Right.
they're the same. But the year I think on this one's going to count.
So Hot Wheels 1931 doozy, Mattel 1976 Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I
Think about
like the
mids.
glass is actually a little blue,
Yeah.
blued
It had a
glass.
roof. It had a beige capped roof that went on it. And
Oh.
it is long gone.
Yeah.
Both of them are long gone. Park that on the field. Look at the next one.
Wow.
Yeah. What's going on here? You
Yeah,
know?
right. No red line tires.
Right.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some differences,
It's funny, mid
definitely.
70s Hot Wheels are still pretty good. Like this generation of them where they kept those wheels
Right.
and the quality still felt real nice. You know what I mean? Like, and what year is that one?
It's a 31 doozy, 1976 maybe. Hong Kong made in Mattel, or Mattel made in Hong Kong.
So the other one was made in Hong Kong too. So
Um,
the exactly identical car.
Hong Kong. Yes, I believe they are.
Huh.
Yes.
It's funny how one patina, one was definitely
Yeah, one
faded.
was driven a lot more than
So
the
they weren't
other.
different years. They're the same car, except one's in better condition than the other one,
Yes.
but used up in their own ways.
Yes.
That's cool, Gil.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid 70s guys, like that was like literally right after the red line. That was mid 70s. Like I was still like 4 or 5 years old. Like so that's what was hot in the market in the mid
Yeah.
70s. Like that's what they
Right.
were. All right, let's get back to my Tomica or Tommy pocket cars.
Okay.
I brought my Porsche. I'm original owners of these.
Okay.
These are really nice, made in Japan, and the scale of them is a little bit smaller, but the quality and the detail, and
Yeah,
they
this is
drive
nice.
nice, and they have suspensions on them, and they're just a joy to play with as a kid. Because you got a lot for your money.
Right.
And I think the door's open on that one, Gail.
Oh, cool. It says Porsche across the back. It says 911S on the back. Nice touch. Yeah, it has lots of detail.
Yeah, and the door's open, so you can look and see the steering wheel, the shifter.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah, they're. I have to say, I mean, I'm a Hot Wheels and Matchbox guy. I mean, I'm a die-hard loyalist, but I'm going to tell you
Right.
guys that these are Tamika. They're just phenomenal. I mean, buy
So
yourself one, and just when you get it and feel the quality of it, and look how nicely it's detailed.
this is
They,
a 1976 Tomy Porsche 911S, made in Japan.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that one
yeah.
I think is show field
No
worthy.
kidding.
I
Two
do.
Porsches on the field today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Those are Mustangs.
Another Tamika pocket car.
Okay.
Love that. I'm the original owner of that.
All right.
Love the
Super.
color. Love the color. When I saw it, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Look
I
at
have to have that. Plus, I think it's a Maserati, and the little trunk in the back lifts up. You can see the engine in it, and the color was just really cool. I like the fact that they were a little bit smaller than a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox, but
Mhm.
they were smaller in size, the details, they was kind of putting them on notice.
Right.
When you look at the next one I'm going to show you, I mean, is
The,
what totally sold me on these, because I didn't know about them until I bought one at a garage sale. Where you learned about it, you're just like, "Oh, this is something I never saw before." And
mm-hmm.
then I went looking for them, and at the time, Kmart was selling these, so these were sold for a couple of years. So
Yeah.
I had a chance to be able to go and specifically look for them. And when I saw the rack, I'm like, "Oh my god, I want them all." They're all so. These are to me like Johnny Lightnings, where that you could tell the Japanese people, like, they put effort into the details, like the quality. It felt good, like it felt
Right.
like a quality toy when you held it in your hand, when you played with it, when
Right.
you displayed it, or when you collected them. You got a really nice
Well, this is a
car.
1976 Tomy Maserati Merak SS,
Yeah, I don't
made
know
in
what that is.
Japan.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll take my 65 Mustang in that color.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so this is my favorite pocket car of all of them, and this one I got used at a garage sale. That's how I ended up finding these as a kid, was buying that car, and I was blown away, truly blown away by the details of the whole thing: headlights, taillights, the interior, the doors. I was hooked. Like, that was to me what I wanted to collect. Then, I'm sorry to say it, Hot Wheels or Matchbox, because these were way, way
Way
better.
better.
And you can see in the pictures.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we can debate in the comments section, but like, when the taillights sold me, when I saw that level of detail in the taillights, then,
Yeah, look at that.
come on, that's a lot. That's
Right.
a lot. And that was my favorite one. That was,
Yeah.
I played with it and used it, but I took really good care of it because I really liked it, and that is pretty much as a result of that.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's going on the field. So
it's a
that's
Tomy Japan Nissan Silva, but there is no date. There's no date.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, you can park that one on the field.
All right.
See how nice it drives, Gail?
It does.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? All right, coming
Yes.
down to the end here.
All
It's
right.
like
Super.
all right, this is pretty gnarly.
Okay.
Like I said, sometimes they're so cool
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not into that scene, but I would drive that.
Yeah.
And it's probably worth so much money in today that I wouldn't want to have to worry about it getting wrecked. But
Right.
I'll tell you what, I would use it. Take the risk, right? All
Right.
right. You got something that cool?
I like the blue tinted glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Really,
sweet.
really neat.
I
Yeah.
can
Like,
feel the weight to
yeah,
it.
like,
So it's a 37 Bugatti. Mattel, Hong Kong. Looks like maybe 1980. Can't quite see it. Hot Wheels.
yeah. So they got 12 years after the Red Lines came out.
Right.
That's what you had 12 years later. And
Yeah.
it's still on par. I have to say, Hot Wheels still, they held on a little bit, you know what I mean, before everything got, who knows where it went. But
Right.
in my mind, because I'm about the vintage, you can put that on the show field. That's a showstopper anyway. I mean, when you have a Bugatti, Gale, of that vintage at a car show, we can't
Yeah.
push it off the lot. The Bugatti people are going to lose their minds now. I saved it, guys. I saved the Bugatti. All right, here we go.
All right.
A Cobra that's seen better days. The tires.
Yeah, I walked out in the field and looked at this one.
Yeah, it's a barn find.
It's a shame because I mean I love Cobras.
Yeah.
That's not a secret. I love Cobras.
Yeah.
But this one has seen better days.
Yeah,
And
the windshield's right. You might as well take the windshield off because that's the last time it got flexed.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one to pull it off.
Nope. No.
If you notice, the tires are not original. They're slot car tires because I took the white letter tires off and I wanted to put them on a slot car. So that has slot car foam, well, except the rears. I think the rears are the originals, but the fronts are slot cars.
The rears say Goodyear.
Yeah. I stole 2 of them from my slot cars. Because it didn't hook up. It did do a dang thing, but it looked cool with a white letter tire on it.
Yeah.
But those were fun because they were when they were new. They like driving on rubber tires. They're real smooth. They were they were fun to drive. They were detailed real nicely.
Right.
The only problem with the Cobra was that the windshield kept getting bent because it just kept getting bent.
It's a
And
Hot Wheels Classic Cobra, 1982, Mattel, Hong Kong.
yeah,
Normally, I would put a Cobra on the show field because
yeah,
it's a Cobra, but this one,
yeah, it's
thanks for
okay.
coming out,
You know what it
man.
is with the kit company that we've seen so many of them that they're just not cool
Yeah, I
anymore.
know. And when they're really that beat up,
Yeah, there's too many
it's
better choices this year at the show.
right.
Sorry, but Cobra can't win every time, right?
Nope.
Here we go, Gail.
All right, what do we got here?
Dragster.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at that. Pepsi Challenger. Boy, I remember when they did the Pepsi Challenge. Do you remember when they did the Pepsi
I think
Challenge?
so.
I did it at Radcliffe down in Makunji.
I think I did it at the mall, Lehigh Valley Mall.
I was with my pop.
I could tell the difference.
Oh
It made
yeah,
him
me
mad.
too.
It made him mad when
Me
you
too.
knew. You can.
Yep.
I'll take an RC though. RC is my favorite.
I prefer Pepsi. But yeah, this is pretty neat. Let's open it up
Yeah.
here. Check it out. Yeah, look at that. Aww. Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah,
This is
when I was
nice.
collecting that stuff, I really wasn't into drag racing, and the color caught my eye, and I thought it was so cool to have. But when I played with it, I was like, it was a dragster. Like you can't drive them on the street.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I liked realism,
Right.
and
Well,
you couldn't drive that on the street. That thing ran on a gallon of like nitromethane, like whatever.
Right.
You couldn't. You couldn't. I didn't want to. I was not a drag racing kid. I was
Yeah.
a drive it around and drive normally and
Right.
hot rod and do things like that like I am as an adult. It's funny, I drove my Hot Wheels the same as I do as an adult. That sticks with you, huh?
Yeah, right.
If you were the kind of kid that took them out and smashed them with hammers, well, you were probably the kid that wrecked every car you ever had.
Right. Well, this is a Hot Wheels 1977 Mattel made in Malaysia.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think I was in kindergarten or first grade.
I was 3.
70. All right, here we go. We ready?
We are.
Coming down to the finalists for me.
Okay.
I've it worked this way for a reason because I absolutely adore this Cadillac.
All right.
I'm the original owner of that. I think I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I bought it new, and I enjoyed playing with it. It was a really fun car to drive, and it was smooth, and it looked cool, and it was
It's
just
got blue tinted glass, light blue tinted glass.
it was nice to cruise around. That sounds crazy coming from when you think about playing with Matchbox cars, but everybody
Right.
drove them their way. Everybody had their own story in their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I didn't want to take out the car and go fast. I wanted to cruise.
Right.
And when I was a young kid, I don't know, I thought that way. And I saw the color combination
Well,
and
it's
the
a
chrome
Cadillac
wheels.
Seville, 1980 Hot Wheels.
Yeah, so I would have been
I was 5.
10 years old. So that's the timeline. We go to Kmart, and most of the cars I bought were from Kmart because that's where my mom liked to shop.
Yeah.
So when we go to Kmart, it was popcorn, a slushie, a snow cone,
Mm-hmm.
a frost. What do they call them? The icy machine.
Ices, yeah.
The blue light special would
Right.
be funny to find it, and then
The one up in Muhlenberg had a Little Caesars in it.
yeah, it was just an experience because every time we went there, I knew as long as I was a good boy, I was going to get a car.
Right.
And that's how I rolled.
Yeah,
Look
totally.
how good boy I am. Yeah, look at these cars I have. My mom bought me. All right.
All right.
Down to the last
Down
two.
to the last.
This one's kind of special to me. I don't know where I got it. I cannot remember. I don't have any idea. But the Spider-Man thing was cool to me. And I never really played with it because I didn't want it to get messed up. But it was such a neat car. I think I got it at a garage sale.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, I was like, I have to have it. I think it was like, I don't know, probably like a quarter. And I always thought it was cool and was pretty nice shape. So and it didn't drive real smooth, so I never really played with it because I didn't want to bang it up because
yeah, it is kind of banged up a bit.
I didn't want to make it worse, so I
Right.
really didn't play with it much. But some kid loved that. Some kid played with that for a while.
Yeah, it's a 1976 Marvel Comics Group, all rights reserved, LJN Toys, Hong Kong.
Huh.
So it's not a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox or a Johnny Lightning. It's its own thing.
So it doesn't even have a brand.
Nope.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's definitely
Yeah.
going in the show field. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I guess I'll pull the last one
And
out.
you get this has been the line, Gail, when we make the videos where I have to stop the car so Gail can
Right.
see it in the camera. I think Gail's gonna get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
This is a very, very cool Hot Wheels, and
Yeah. I like this one.
it's pretty far out in quality, and the paint scheme. It's a camper, so the top lifts out. Gail, you can actually lift the
Oh,
whole
it
camper
does.
up.
No
Yep.
way.
Yeah, it lift it up. You can actually pull it right out, and it's the camper. It raises the roof.
Look
Look
at
at that.
that.
And you got a camper, and then you got a motorcycle on the back.
There's a. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
isn't that
Look at
cool?
that.
Yeah,
Wow, that's really cool.
yeah, yeah. That one was. I never really played with that one because I liked it so much. I didn't want to bang it up
Is
because
it a Westfala?
I'm not sure. Probably might tell you on the bottom.
Let's see. It's a Hot Wheels. It's a Sunagun. Instead of a
A
Vanagon, it's a
Sunagun.
Sunagun.
Huh. That's funny.
Mattel 1981, made in Hong Kong.
Huh.
Well, that's freaking
Does it have the
cool.
Volkswagen emblem on the front?
It does, yes.
Wow, they took it. They just grabbed the emblem.
Yeah, it's not super clear, but if you get in there, you can see it. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, those are fun. That's a cool one.
Yep.
And I have a blue one too. You'll see that on box number 4,
Oh,
the
cool.
last one we got.
Yeah, that's really sweet. Yeah, that's going to the show field. Yep, that's going to the show field.
All right, so let's pull them out. We do our judging, and that's a wrap.
All right.
So everybody out on the field. Gail and I do this
Okay.
with each one, and then when all the winners will be coming back for a reunion, and then this series will be done unless you guys really like them because her brother's got a couple boxes and her son's
my
got
kids got
4
some.
boxes. So if this is the kind of stuff you kind of think is fun and neat, we'll go get. We have 5 more boxes of these
We
things to
do.
show you.
All right, this is what we.
So
This is
how do
what
we
we came
vote?
down to.
What are the categories here for this? So
Well,
we'll make them as we go. This is a tough one to pick from.
well, I think my favorite vintage one would be the Volkswagen.
Okay. So favorite vintage. What category?
Retro, vintage, original, survivor. I mean, it's very original.
Yeah.
It's
So we're gonna class it as a survivor.
Yeah, we'll class it as a survivor.
A really nice one, I must say.
Yeah, it's a really nice
Okay.
survivor.
Well, I'm going for pre-war.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put this one up here.
You're going with that one.
We have a pre-war. Yep. Let's back up everybody so we can vote here.
Okay.
And then your pick next.
Well.
Pre-war. Look at you setting up the stage for the final.
All right. I really like that Mustang. So.
Dang.
Yeah, we're going with the
What
Mustang.
category is that?
Vintage hot rod.
Well, that's not going to be a hot rod. Hot rod's going to look like. I mean, you've got enough car shows. You're making it as you go. You gotta. If you're going to pick it, it has to have a category. The trophy has to have something on it.
The best Ford.
Best Mustang. Whatever you want. Pick what you want.
The best Mustang.
Okay, best Mustang. Okay, all sounds good. All right, I'm going with. Oh, it's tough. I'm going with the yellow BMW as best survivor.
Okay.
Yeah, best survivor.
Okay. Well, I'm going with the Griswolds.
Oh, and she rear ends the Camaro.
Yep.
I'm telling you, the Griswold wagon.
Yep, I'm going with the Griswold.
So what category is that? Station wagon.
Best station wagon.
All right. All right.
Early SUV.
All right. So we got that one. I'm gonna go with my 200 SX. This thing is just fantastic. Okay. It's really it pulls my heartstrings.
Okay.
It's hard to decide.
It is. Well,
Oh, I didn't pick a category for it. Best import.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Well, I'm going to go with the best paint color.
Okay.
Which is this one.
All right. Best paint of show, huh?
Yeah, that color on that one is just something.
Yeah. Since do we already have a barn find? I think
No,
we
we
already
don't have a barn
we don't.
find
I'm
yet.
gonna go with best vintage Italian barn find.
Okay.
Yeah, that one there's
Yeah.
that one there's been through. That served a lot of children. That served long before I started playing with it, which is why it needs a space.
Well, I'm going to go with the Porsche
Okay.
because this one has great detail.
Wow. I'm gonna go with the Mercedes Gullwing because I think that would out trump your 911 at a car show. Pretty sure with my Gullwing doors. Look at that. So you can open your Porsche doors here.
Yeah, I know. You can open your Gull Wings. Yeah, the one doesn't work.
One's jammed, but we'll leave it be. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it. Not much left. What do we got here?
Well,
best German.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, for me, it's a toss up between the Porsche and the Lambo. Is that a Lambo?
I don't know what it is.
I just like the color of it.
Yeah. Well, you gotta pick something. Color. Best. What are you gonna? Best custom.
Best custom.
Okay.
Best custom.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Spider Mobile.
Okay.
Best comic vintage. Best comic vintage.
Okay.
Whatever you'd call that category. It's getting an award. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
If I can make one up.
All right.
So here we go, Gail. The Challenger of 911.
Then it's gonna be the 911 for me.
All right.
Because it is.
All right. And then I'm going to go with plenty of miles on my. So we were only allowed 3, were we not?
Yeah.
So pick 3. Oh, it's tough.
It is.
It's a really tough one, guys. Or should we just let them all stay?
No.
No? You really want to cut them all the way down to like that seriousness? This is a tough one to do.
I'm picking that one.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with. Oh, man. That's a tough one. I have to take my BMW.
If I had to pick from what was left of the rest, it would be this one.
The VW. So we're only getting 3 out of the whole batch, not 3 each, huh?
Oh, we're doing 3 each?
I don't know. Should we do 3 each? Is that fair?
All right. Well, then I'm picking that one.
I'm going to go with... this is a really tough emotional one for me. So I have to take this.
Okay.
And I'm going with this. It's tough between this and that Camaro, but I have to... If I'm going to put them in my pocket and run, I probably would. Oh, I want the Camaro so bad. Oh, I want the Camaro so bad.
I'm going to...
Oh, thank God.
Take that one.
Yeah,
the paint color
it's totally
is just
gnarly.
Fantastic.
I would drive that on. I would drive the wheels off that.
So all you runners up, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
Well, this was quite a turn of events.
Yep.
In our little car show. We had quite the turnout this year, and that was really exciting. It really was. Really was.